Okay, hello everyone. Another video by Pathfinder Tuition. So today's video, once again, we're going to talk about more skill-based related topic, and this video will help everyone from all ages. And the video is called How to Overcome Excuses. So in today's context, you will find that giving yourself an excuse is always very easy because that is your comfort zone. You want to tell people to get away from your comfort zone. Don't bother about me. I want to do it this way. Alright? I did not go to school today because I feel sick. I did not go to work today because I feel sick. Okay, actually the real truth is that you are sick of going to work or you're sick of going to school. So that is actually the real reason. Most of the time, I find myself experiencing that as well. Today, I think I am a bit tired from teaching. Okay, let's do my run tomorrow. Like at the end of the day, I might go for a jog. But as I say, I feel that I'm very tired. I won't want to do it. So these are all excuses that we give to ourselves on a daily basis. That is how scary it is. But the question is, why do we have all these excuses? And how do we overcome them? So if you are able to overcome them, then you'll find that tomorrow might be a different day because you are doing things differently, and this is actually why you can take off in a different direction. Okay, yeah, so I would say that most of the time you find that excuses came out with, this is actually when I evaluate myself. One of the first things that I realized was, I think I might have set a task that's too difficult for me to do. For instance, in the past, when I told my wife, I said that I want to be waking up 6 a.m. in the morning or 5 a.m. in the morning. I'll go for a run. After my run is about 6 plus, I will come back, wash up, and then around 7, I'll have my breakfast. And then after which, I'll go to work. Okay, whether start my day at the tuition center or I will actually just meet my colleagues to talk about work. But actually, this might not be something that is very easy if you have not been doing it. So habit is something that is built over time, not over one day. So as a result of that, if you expect yourself to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, while most of the day you are waking up 8 a.m. in the morning, you might not be able to achieve it. So this is what I call making the task impossible for myself. And over time, after 1 week, I will not follow anymore because it's really too difficult. So I will go back to my old self, wake up 8 a.m. in the morning, have a very nice heavy breakfast, then I go to work at about 9 and 10. But by the time you reach 9 and 10 a.m., you find that almost a quarter of the day is gone already. So that's how scary things can be. Without you knowing, time will slowly creep away. Alright, so I'll guess you might want to make your task more easy. Maybe instead of saying, I'll wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, maybe what you can do is that, let's try 7:30 first. Because you usually wake up at 8 a.m., let's try 7:30. Okay, you go for a jog, then after that, you start to plan the rest of the activity. Do not make it too hard for you. But if let's say your end goal is 5 a.m., then you can slowly work your way back up. So maybe in the first month, I do 7:30. In the next month, I do 7 a.m., so on and so forth. So make sure you make it easy for you because otherwise, you will actually put yourself into fear. You won't want to do it anymore. And of course, the next thing will be, I spend almost 30 minutes to 1 hour, 2 hours on a daily basis to scroll my handphone, look for video to watch on TikTok and different YouTube channels, so on and so forth. But these videos are not relevant to what you need to do. However, you feel that this is actually the way I can relax and detox myself after a hard day of work or school. So the question is, these are the things that it will be taking up your time. And without you knowing, whenever during the day you find that you are very tired, you want to take a break, you will actually be scrolling your handphone again and then look at all the different videos. But in actual fact, do remember that by doing so, you are still engaging your mind. You are still trying to look at information, but just that it might be things that so-called interest you a little bit more. However, you are not really taking a break. This is just an excuse. But the thing is that the reality of truth is that you cannot remove all these things entirely. So you will tell yourself that, okay, tomorrow onwards, I won't even look at any YouTube video or any TikTok video. I will just focus on my study because O-level is coming, PSLE is around the corner, so on and so forth. I would want to study. But let me share with you this. it is unlikely that you will be able to do it because you have been doing that, the scrolling a video, for the past at least 10 months or even a few years. If you have been doing that consistently, you do not expect yourself to immediately be able to jump out of it. So what I would say is that instead of removing it entirely, maybe you try to find time, allocate time, pockets of time in order to achieve this. So make distraction as part of your routine, right? The old saying goes, if you cannot fight it, then join them. But of course, I'm not saying that you still overdo it and then to the point of you are not controlling it. So if you find dedicated time in the day to try to allocate time for you to do the activity, make it part of your daily routine, then I would say that it might be more achievable than to entirely remove it, because honestly, the chances are you will just go back to it and then you will be doing the same thing. So at the end of the day, you don't get to study, you also don't get to improve yourself as you go along. Yeah. And of course, habit, we try to build a habit. So instead of asking yourself to study for 10 hours a day, that is not a habit. So why not you make it a habit to say that, okay, I have a planned schedule. Okay, so in this planned schedule, every day, I'll do 5 minutes of a certain things that I usually will not do. Let's say every day after school, after work, you will go to the nearby bubble tea shop to buy a drink. So maybe just for that particular day, you don't do that. Okay, so maybe one day out of the 7 days, I do not go to the bubble tea shop. Or maybe you take time to build a habit. Instead of going back home, have a very heavy meal, and then you go to bed, maybe the next thing you can do is that after I come back home, the first 5 minutes, what I will do is that I will do some light exercise. Let's say you want to improve your health. Then after that, just 5 minutes, okay, not too long, because too long you might not want to do it. So maybe you do some push-ups, sit-ups, and so on and so forth. Then after that, right, you go to take your meal, and then after that you wash up, and then you can do the rest of the thing. But taking time, conscious effort to pull out 5 minutes of a day to do something different is going to go a long way. Because eventually you get so used to it that you also forgot that today actually you might not want to do it already. You are very tired, but somehow or rather, because you are habitually doing it, so you will still do your push-up, sit-ups then before you go for a meal, because you have been doing it every day. So building a habit is something that takes time, and you might want to do it more actively and consciously on a 5 minute basis every day. So this 5 minute rule is going to be very useful to you in the long run as well, especially if you are trying to pick up a habit. Okay, last but not least, quote my one of my closest friends that used to say this: you don't seem to have a concept of time. Okay, you are working every day, you are spending your time like it's free. So you are really, in a way, he or she is trying to tell me that I think you are wasting your time on a daily basis because you don't value time. You are just giving your time to anybody or anything that comes your way. So this is definitely true if you have not allocated a value to the time to yourself. So every day I will spend about 5-10 minutes up to an hour to do YouTube video and TikTok browsing, or maybe to play a game. Then the question is, this 1 hour or 2 hours that have been spent doing all these things, would it be better if you can spend them on other things that could actually improve yourself? Like maybe you read a book, okay, watch a video to learn a skill set, so on and so forth. So these are the things that we subconsciously doing it, but we never think about it because it is indeed true that to us, time is like free. Because the thing is that nobody will allocate a value to time. But if you start to understand the value of time, meaning to say that instead of just spending a 24-hour like it's free, maybe you start to allocate a value to it. Actually, every 24 hour, every 1 hour is $100. Okay, if I lose 1 hour, I lose $100. Then you take $100 out of your bank account. Then after that, you lose another 1 hour, you take another $100 out of bank account. So by then, at the end of the day, when you collect, you see the money in front of you. These are the money that you have lost as a result of losing the time. In actual fact, it is always very hard to allocate a value to time, but this is something that you need to be consciously be aware of, because without you knowing, you might actually find that time is just run away and wasted away. And by the time you look back, when you are 60, you will find that many times could have been done better things, but instead you choose to give yourself excuses to not do certain things. So I would say that the reason why we make excuses to ourselves and not do certain things is because that we think that there's always time to do it. There's always time to go back to it, and you procrastinate, and that builds up, and eventually you find that you have wasted all your time, but you have achieved nothing. Okay, so this is actually the last point on my today's video. I find that these 4 pointers are extremely important. These are things that I learned myself throughout my entire education life, or as my working adult life when I meet different people. But these are also things that you might have already known, but it's just that you have not consciously think about it and try to put an action to it. So if that's the case, then you will always be achieving the same result, feeling frustrated, and then at the end of the day, you find that when you look back at 60 years old, you find that actually there are many things that I could have done, but I have not done so. Okay, so that is the last point on my today's video. I hope you like the video, and if you do, please help me to like and subscribe to the video and share with your friends who might find the video helpful. Okay, thank you very much. I will see you again in the next video.